that we use fermentation years ago to store food, and fermentation has always been our society. Oh crap. You know what? We're a species that went out of our element. We're a tropical species that went north. All right? So we had to do some bizarre things to survive, didn't we? That doesn't make it right. And that doesn't mean that since we did it, we can keep on doing it. Not on your life. We need to change. And I mean drastically change our way of thinking, because people are eating fermented foods, overcooked foods, you know, right on down the line, foods out of their species, all these things. So, you know, you can eat fermentation all you want. Is it healthy? Ask yourself, is food dying healthy, or is it better when it's its most vibrancy? I'll take it at its most vibrancy. You'll go ahead and eat your fermented foods all you want. Pass. But just because we've done this in the northern areas to stay alive doesn't mean it's right, guys. And this is the problem: is man's had to go way out of his element. But look at man. Look at our health. We have no health. This is the problem. Man has lost his health because he's been doing everything wrong. He's been eating out of his element. He's a frugivore. That's plain and simple, and I don't think you can deny that. We've acted like omnivores. We've become omnivores. But guess what? How are we getting everybody well here? We're getting everybody well by becoming frugivores again, aren't we? I mean, fermentation isn't a healthy process. It's a dying process. We are islanders. We are tropical species. Pick, eat. Yes, we've had to do some of these things. We don't have to do some of these things anymore because we invented the wheel. So you don't have to do that. Fermentation, what was done? Do we have to carry like a ball and chain what we did in the past all the way down the highway? Hell no. Drop it and live in the now. Wake up to what man was doing was wrong, admit that, and get into the right car and get into the right lane and the right road and go to Wellville. There's nothing healthy about creating fermentation in the human body if you like bloating, gas, and fungus. Even though you guys believe fungus loves fruit sugar, which it does not, it loves fermentation. It's the process of fermentation that fungus is involved in. Remember, you'll crave a starch like a pasta or a bread or a cheese way before you crave fruit if you have candida problems. You don't crave fruit when you have candida. You crave fermented foods like pastas, breads, and cheeses. You know what? I've answered this about the fermentation already. Kefir, I would avoid that one like the plague. Kraut, okay. If you got to have fermented foods and you like them or you crave them, particularly, I'm repulsed by them. Cut me up a bowl of fruit and leave me alone. Give me a knife, a fork, a bowl, and just some fruit, and I'm done. I don't go to all this trouble fermenting all these foods and stuff. Plus, you know, fermentation is part of the death process. So you're eating dead foods one way or another, and I don't know. It just never was appetizing to me to eat dying foods. I like living, vibrant, healthy, robust, color, flavor, sweet fruits. Dr. Morse, please do a video about homemade sauerkraut and fermented veggies. Thank you, sweetheart, for asking me that, but no way. I hate sauerkraut. Yuck. You know, I find it interesting that we have a fetish with everything but what's good for us. We have a fetish for fermentation. Fermentation, guys, is where the fungus come in. Fermentation is where the food is dying. The chemistry is augmenting. The bacteria and the fungi are enjoying their time now. It's their food now. We've already supposed to have been eating it, so it's their turn to take care of it. I don't know what man's fetish with fermented foods are. You also suggest that fermented food is dead food when in reality one of the purest forms of medicine is from our gut flora. What the hell are you talking about? That's insane. One of the purest forms of food is the God force itself, dear one. Spirit. The prana, the life force, The life force takes forms, and some of the highest forms physically of the life force is fruits, berries, those two, magnetically proven. So this is, you're way off balance here. Fermentation, all societies ferment their foods. We like our beers, we like our wines, we like fermentation. But fermentation is a process of decay, dear one, not the process of wellness. Apple cider vinegar. You know what, I'm not a fan of any vinegars. If you want to do some apple cider vinegar, I don't care. But I'm not a fan of fermented foods. Why do we seek to eat foods that are dying for? We just love foods that are dying or dead. And I find that just atrocious. Fermentation is part of the death process. So you're eating dead foods one way or another. And I don't know. It just never was appetizing to me to eat dying foods. I like living, vibrant, healthy, robust, color, flavor, sweet fruits. Nutritional yeast, don't recommend it at all. We already have too much fungus in it. Drop that yeast thinking. No nutritional yeast, brewer's yeast, forget all that crap. Bee pollen, okay.